Okay, hello friends, welcome back to my channel, To Bake or Not to Bake. Today, we're not gonna make anything sweet. In fact, we're gonna make something savory. Tonight for dinner, we're gonna have Copycat recipe of Red Lobster Cheddar Biscuits. I'm really excited about making those because those are amazing. We're also gonna have a new recipe I'm gonna try out called garlic butter chicken bites. That is from my favorite YouTuber. Her name is Manny in the Making. She's incredible. And we're also gonna have some chicken noodles. So, are you ready? Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with our dry ingredients. First, we need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Oops, there we go. Okay, 1 tablespoon of sugar. 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Sorry. We also need 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. And the last thing we need is 3/4 of teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to whisk this for just a little bit. Okay, that should do it. Now I have here 1 stick of melted unsalted butter, and I'm going to add 1 cup of buttermilk to the butter. And with the whisk I'm using, we're going to whisk this together. Make sure it's all nice and evenly combined. Oops, sloshing it all over the place. Okay, now we are going to add the buttermilk and milk mixture to the flour. I'm excited I'm making this for the very first time. Let me know in the chat box if you have made biscuits before. And here I am making a big unholy mess, but that's okay. This is real life. This is what happens in the real world. This is not scripted, okay? I almost feel like it needs a little bit more, but we're gonna go with it. So you know what? This is the first time I've ever made cheddar biscuits. And we are gonna have fun doing this. First time ever. Now, I've made biscuits before, but not cheddar biscuits. And this channel is all about learning something new, as well as bring in new old stuff that we've made before. I can smell the garlic. It smells amazing. So we had to pause the video for just a second because I think we needed to add a little bit more buttermilk. It was a little too dry. Okay. So let's see if we can use our hands this time. Now we're going to go ahead and add the 2 cups of cheddar cheese. Now this is mild. You can use sharp if you want to, but today we're going to use mild. Because why not? Alright, now we're going to use our fingers and get in there. Reminds me of making meatloaf. Sometimes you got to get your hands in there. Okay. I think we have a nice bowl of cheddar biscuit dough. Okay. Okay, here we go. So we have our bowl of cheddar biscuit dough. And I have a 1/4 of a cup measuring cup that I'm going to use to spoon out the dough. And then I'm going to place it in rows on the baking sheet. So here we go. Perfect. Okay, so folks, here we have 6 cheddar biscuits all ready to go into the oven. The temperature for the oven is 450 degrees, and we're going to bake these for 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, so we have about 1.5 minutes left of the baking for the biscuits. Now we need to go ahead and get ready for the butter that we're going to brush on top of the biscuits. So here I have 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter melted. And in this bowl I have 1 tablespoon of fresh parsley and 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that together. This is going to add an extra richness to the biscuits. Okay. All right, let's wait for the biscuits to be ready. Okay, so the biscuits are done and they smell incredible. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the melted butter with the garlic and parsley, and we're going to brush it on top. Oh, oops. I think I just need to dab it. Okay, friends, here we go. Don't these look amazing? I wish you could smell them. They smell incredible. All right, that's a wrap. Okay, guys, here's part 2 of our cooking session. So now I've got 4 chicken breasts all cut up in little chunks, and what I need to do now is to pat them dry, because we're going to be putting flour on top of it. And if you have a lot of liquids, it's not going to stick. All right. So now we're going to dump it out. We're going to keep patting them dry. Okay. I think that's good enough. Now, what I have here is a bowl with, let's see, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Salt and pepper to taste, and it asks for 1.5 teaspoons for Italian seasoning, but I don't have any, so we're just gonna make it up as we go along. So what I've got in here is garlic, herb, and seasoning. It'll work. So now what I'm gonna do is sprinkle on top of the chicken. We're gonna give it a nice little toss. And we're just gonna sort of like dredging it in the flour until it's all nice and coated. And no more flour should be left on the cutting board. If there is, we can just put it in the frying pan. That'll work. Smells delicious. Ooh. Now, I got this recipe from Mandy in the Making. She is in South Carolina. She is a fantastic cook. I love watching her YouTube channel because there's a lot of sense of humor and a lot of Southern charm. And I really enjoy listening to that. Okay, so I think we are good to go. So now the next thing I need is 1 pat of butter, which is 1 tablespoon. And we are going to let that melt into the olive oil, which we have just 1 tablespoon of olive oil in here. I'm just going gonna let that goodness melt. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna add the floured chicken into the frying pan. Of course, that would go off. Okay, we are just gonna sit here, let it fry. We're just gonna let it keep cooking until timer's off, which is in about 2 minutes. Then we're gonna flip it over, let it cook for another 2 minutes till it's all nice and brown. And then we're gonna add 2 more pats of butter and garlic, which is about a tablespoon and a half, until it's all nice, evenly browned. We're gonna check the temperature to make sure it's 165 degrees. That means it's fully cooked. Okay, time to flip these over. Alright, now it's time to add 2 more pats of butter, just to make it even better. Because we all know everything's better with butter. And then 1 tablespoon of garlic, and a half of that to do the trick. And a sprinkle of fresh parsley or dried parsley. Whatever you got works. And I think this is going to be amazing. This is ready. It's time for dinner. So we're going to have this amazing garlic butter chicken bites, along with some chicken flavored noodles and freshly baked cheddar biscuits. Let's dive in. I'll see y'all later.